And so my main struggle with this whole season right now of struggling and feeling a lot of hurt and anger and unforgiveness has been understanding that I believe that God is fully capable of healing people of these things or fears or trauma or whatever that is. My issue is that I rarely believe that the Lord will do it for me. I think He'll do it for lots of other people, and I get excited for them and I believe it for them, but when it comes to me, I put my head down and I'm like, no, that's for somebody else. Whew. This is weird. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I feel like that clap was really loud. I want to redo it. Hey guys, my name is Bree. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back. It's been a hot minute. Exactly a year ago, I started this YouTube channel in order to further my ministry of vulnerability, healing, all that type of stuff for the past few years. And the reason a lot of my TikTok and Instagram stuff blew up was because I was creating content that was very focused on this teenage brokenhearted girl type character. It created a sense of relatability and comfort for people who were struggling with those things. But it's been 2 years since then, and I'm definitely so different than that person, but I have continued to create content because that is what has been getting the most views. Actually come forward and be like real me, like Brianna in the present moment, that was really scary because that was real vulnerability, and I was used to being vulnerable with a past version of myself that I was healed with and okay with, but not the parts that were still hurting. I just rewatched that video again today, and just watching myself and hearing the things I'm saying, it's like so crazy to me how different life is now. So if you watched that video before, first of all, thank you for watching that video. Thank you just for supporting me in general. It's been a journey the past year, and I'm not even gonna say that like after that moment it was great and it just kept getting better and better from there. It was a total roller coaster. I had lots of moments where I was like on fire for Jesus and like so close to Him, and I was like, yay, the Lord saved this, it's all better now. And then awful moments where I was like, I don't think I want to be a Christian anymore. Like it was rough. A lot of it didn't even have to do with me doubting the existence of God. It was like this defensive wall inside of me that was coming up against the Lord, being like, well, I thought you were going to protect me from this, or I thought you were going to stop this thing from happening, or I thought that you were going to like finally heal my heart to the fullest so I would never have to hurt again. And because it wasn't happening, I was like, I don't trust God anymore. I don't want to be around God. It was just super defensive. I was super defensive. And as I've gone through these like really heavy moments over the past year, I've been able to recognize more and more like I cannot do life without Jesus. And I mean this in the most serious way. Like without Jesus, I really like I don't see the point of just like waking up every day. Like without Jesus, I have nothing. I have no reason to keep going. And so I need Him. I'm thinking of that lyric from, what song is that? I need your love like I need water. I need your love like I need air, breath inside of my lungs. And that's so dang accurate. I can't do life without Jesus. And so the amazing thing is, even if I have moments where I feel like it could have been perfect if Jesus had just made it perfect, or I wouldn't have to feel any pain for the rest of my life because I have Jesus, that's not true. But I still can't do life without Him. And so even in moments where I feel like maybe I want to say that He failed to do this, or He failed to come through, He failed to protect my heart, I instead just get to say like, Lord, I'm hurting and I cannot hurt without you. It just hurts too much to do this without you. All right, let's look at it from a glance. A year later, from September 2021 to September 22, what is different from me now compared to that video? Well, one, let's just right off the bat, in that video, I was still living with my family in Atlanta, Georgia, in a new room. And a year later, I have now been living in Nashville, Tennessee, in a house, a beautiful house that I love, with 2 roommates, and I've been living here since December. Granted, I have gone home a lot, and this summer I was with my family a lot, but I'm really here now, and I'm committed to being here, and I'm just the fact that I'm here right now is a miracle. Everything that the Lord did to get me here was a miracle, and the way that He has provided for me and protected me has been a miracle. I've lost over 10,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. I was fasting in that video, and me and Daisy agreed to fast food, secular music, and I said I could not fast from social media because it was my job and I couldn't do it. And the funny thing is, guys, like that same week, I went out of town, and this has never happened to me before. I accidentally left my phone on the kitchen counter. When does this ever happen? My phone is always on me, always with me. And I flew all the way to Texas for my aunt's wedding. I did cry, and it wasn't out of sadness, it was genuinely out of relief, because I felt like I told the Lord, like, I can't fast social media or my phone. I just can't do it. And the Lord was like, okay. And it's really cool because now a year later, I actually have been fasting social media now for 2 weeks leading up to this video. I'm in a relationship. That's weird. I have a boyfriend. So what? I haven't had a boyfriend in 4 years. So this is new. It's interesting. It's weird being an adult and being in a relationship. I can't speak right now. It's weird being an adult and being in a relationship. It is so strange. I would think like, oh no, like I've been single for 4 years, it's no big deal. But it is weird how many things I'm having to like readjust to, where I'm like, oh yeah, like this is what a relationship looks like. And then having to learn like, oh, this is what an adult relationship looks like. It's a miracle that I'm even in this. Everything's a miracle. Everything is though. A year ago, I was so hurt by just life that I went on a retreat with my friends, and you know, we kind of do like the, oh, he's cute, and my friend Jada was like, Brie, like, he's cute, you should talk to him. And I was so hurt that I was like, I don't want to talk to any guys. I don't even want to think about dating. I don't even want to flirt with a dude. Like, I was so mad at life, and I was trying to be like casual about it. I was like, no thanks, and she kept pushing like throughout the days, and then finally I was like, I'm so hurt. Like, I don't think you realize how badly I don't want to talk to a dude. And I was literally like, maybe I'll never get married. Like, I was being very dramatic, but genuinely I had no interest in relationships or boys or just any of that. I was so mad at life. So the fact that now it's a year later and I can be in a healthy relationship with an awesome dude, great communicator, like the amount of communication that goes on in this relationship, like, it's great. It's great. I'm not used to it. All of my friends are like, oh, you have to have a conversation about this. And I'm like, I don't want to have a conversation about this. And with him, he's constantly like, I think we should have a conversation about this. And I'm like, do we have to? And that's just healthy communication, but it requires me to be vulnerable, and it requires me to be honest, which is all risky because you don't know how they're going to respond to who you really are or what your thoughts really are. And so I've had to go through already just a lot of different processes. So the video that I made a year ago, I talked a lot about being hurt. I talked a lot about being angry with the Lord. I talked a lot about a damaged lens that I look through the world through. I've done a lot of healing since then, and when I first moved here in December, I was just like, go, go, go. I was like chasing after the Lord, so close to Him, so much spiritual warfare, like an insane amount of spiritual warfare, and I knew it was coming, and my friends knew it was coming, and then they saw it happening, and even my friends were like, dude, this is scary. The enemy came at me, came for my throat, and the Lord literally just had so much of it just like rolling off my back. And I was just running with the Lord, and I was like, I got so much strength, so much energy, I can do this. And then in like March or April, I got hit like hard. It left a lot of damage, really, really hurt. I still am spiritually, emotionally limping from that experience. I was able to find freedom in the fact that the Lord reminded me that I'm no longer a little girl. I am a full-grown adult. I'm 22 years old, and the past is the past. I cannot change it. And I cannot keep waiting for people in my life to rewrite it, because it can't be. I can only choose where to go from here and how to handle things and who I want to be. But still, it hurt me enough to like keep me away from the Lord some. I've been working through a lot of forgiveness, and that has sucked. I mean, it's been so sweet after the fact, but in the moments it hurts so much. And I've been reading Lisa Turker's Forgiving What You Can't Forget and going through a lot of different exercises. Like one day I had to write down like every person that I felt like ever hurt me or wronged me, and write their names, and I literally put them on the floor like all throughout my house here. And I had to go by each one and just, I forgive you, I forgive this person, I forgive this person. And I was supposed to say that I forgive this person, and for whatever my heart cannot forgive, the blood of Jesus covers the rest. I really didn't want to talk to the Lord this summer. Like, I was just so mad. And within this past month, I've reopened my heart back up to the Lord. And it's hurt, because the Lord literally will just, to be vulnerable with the Lord, you just cannot get close to the Lord when you're being a fake version of yourself, or you're hiding pieces of yourself. Like, you can only get so close. And so by allowing myself to reopen up my heart to the Lord and let Him see all these awful places that I have tried to numb out, all these sections of my heart that I have like hidden away and repressed and tucked away, and I just tell the Lord, like, it's fine, I'm fine. Like, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to look at it because it hurts too much. Every time I come close to the Lord again and I offer Him my heart, He literally just like shines this light on like these really dark places, and He will pick up the most vulnerable, painful parts of my heart and literally just hold them. And the fact that He's touched, I'm like, ow, 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 please stop, don't, let's just, that still is pretty like fresh or sore, and that thing is super old, and I really don't want to keep dealing with that. And there's so many things that the Lord like wants to bring into the light, but I don't want to, because I'm tired of crying about them, or I just don't want to touch them. They're just way too painful. But allowing God to reach those places is amazing, because when I have chosen to stop working so hard and allow the Lord to do His thing, I'm seeing so much beauty. And since I started working with the Lord again, oh no, Brianna, that's not what you're supposed to say. Okay, Daisy called me out on this, because I will do that. I will literally work myself. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna work with the Lord. And Daisy's like, stop, you're supposed to be resting with the Lord. You're supposed to be surrendering with the Lord. Like, stop pushing all this work. And I just said it. Rephrase that. Ever since, I've been surrendering myself to the Lord again. I knew more spiritual warfare would come. It has. I visited my college a few days ago with my friends, and I had a lot of anxiety going back to that campus because I was really afraid of running into a certain person. The chances of me seeing this person were like so slim, so slim. There was no way I was gonna see this person. They don't even live on campus, I don't think. Like, it was no coincidence. There was no coincidence that that person was down there. And at first, all this anger rose up inside of me, all this shame, all this guilt, all of this just embarrassment, really. And I was just like, like, I felt awful. I felt like the enemy literally had just beat the frick out of me. I cannot believe this person once treated me this way. And Daisy's like, we're pulling over, and she pulls over and she starts praying, and she prays over me, and my sister prays over me. And then all of a sudden I started praying, and I started just thanking the Lord for so many things. Like, my first response was gratitude. And then the second thing was I started saying that I forgave this person, like, out loud. Even though and then I just started crying, because like in my heart I was like, God, I don't feel like I forgive them. Like, there is so much hurt from this. There are so many like memories that I will never be able to erase from my brain. There are things that my body is still having to release and unlearn from the experiences that I've had. And yet the words that were coming out of my mouth were, I forgive this person. And that 100% was just the Lord. That's the Lord. That was the Lord. My heart was crying even as I was saying it, because I was just like, I don't think forgiveness is supposed to feel like there's still pain attached to it. Like, I want forgiveness to feel like I'm free and they're free and we're all good and on the same page. And one of the things I'm having to learn right now is that there is still pain attached to forgiveness. And choosing to forgive is not about the other person entirely. It's a lot about me and my heart, and the only real way that I'm going to be able to release this anger and sadness is to forgive, and forgive even when I feel like that person doesn't deserve forgiveness, or they haven't asked for forgiveness, or in my life they have asked for forgiveness and then they continue to hurt me. I get so frustrated sometimes because I'm always saying like, oh, I'm gonna put in the work, and I said that a lot in my last video. I'm like, well, I was putting in the work and the Lord failed to show up, or basically like it wasn't worth it. And when I find myself working like that to be close to God or to fix everything, I know that I'm always going to be disappointed because I'm putting all that pressure on me and putting the weight on myself. And that's not what the Lord has called me to do, any of us to do. I'm supposed to rest with Him and trust Him and recognize that when hard things happen and pain comes, I need to run to Him and not run away from Him. It's good. My heart's good. I'm learning. Nothing is perfect. Am I still dealing with unforgiveness? Yes. Am I still dealing with being angry towards God? No, actually. One thing I love about the book of Psalms right now, I've been reading all that, is that David is constantly reminding the Lord that He is good. And it's funny to me because I feel like I constantly have to remind myself that God is good and try to convince myself of that. And David does the reverse. He's constantly reminding the Lord that God is so good. There is no evil in Him. So the Lord cannot possibly do something to hurt Him. And it's amazing to me because I'm such the opposite. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to remind myself and to remind the Lord, you are good. You are too good. There is no evil in you. There is no condemnation. There is nothing inside of you that wants to see me in pain. But there is pain in this world, and so He's the person I can run to because I have to remember He's not the one hurting me. He's the only person who can heal me from the hurt that is happening or coming. So yeah, I'm just learning a lot. I'm glad I waited a year because I've just been on a roller coaster and dealing with so much hurt. And I'm a huge processor and I need to process. And so I've had a year to process all my anger and sadness. So thank you to everybody who has watched the last video and who's waited since then to see what God's doing. He's just good. And I am becoming more and more convinced of that He is good and there's nothing evil in Him. He is the one good thing in this world, and the one good thing worth living for, and the one thing that makes all of the pain and all of the sadness worth it. I really do. I feel like I've aged 3 years since that last video. Like, I look at that video and I feel like I look so young, and I feel so young looking at that video, and then I look at myself now and I'm like, whoa, I'm a grown woman. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. The next video I want to do is going to be a Q&A from you guys. I'm going to do a poll on Instagram, let you guys ask me lots of questions about my healing process over the past 4 years, 2 years, just specifically relationship stuff. I know I really want to talk about in that video is the idea of being in love with somebody and then are you able to be in love again? Because I think that's part of what held me back from relationships for so long, was I felt like if I were to be in a legit relationship after my previous 5-year one, I felt like I had to somehow invalidate the 5 years and claim that it didn't mean anything, that I take it all back, that in order to one day love somebody new, like in my future, like my future husband, that must mean I have to say I never loved this other person. And I don't believe that's true anymore, and I think I've come to a really healthy place with that, and so I want to talk about that, focus on the healing stuff. Thanks guys, hope you have a great rest of your day, and that you're watching another video from me soon. It won't take another year for me to post, I promise. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon.